Okay, so it's a very human thing to do to talk about your daily life. So I'm going to have a very normal conversation. Is this a bit blurry? But yes, I'm having a normal conversation about. I went to Warwick Castle yesterday. I only went there for a short time. It was mostly, I wasn't feeling very well, but I just wanted to stop myself from being on the computer. So I kind of went, even though I knew it was going to be pouring down with rain all morning, but I also knew that I have to go into town, which takes about 20 minutes, and then I have to get on a train, which is only actually 18 minutes. There's two types of trains. There's one that has 6 stops and one that has 2 stops. If I get the one that has 2 stops, it's only 18 minutes to Coventry. 24 if you take the slower one, but yeah, 18 minutes to Coventry, and then when there, you can get on a bus that takes about 40 minutes and it goes straight to Warwick Castle. And I can go for it. It was a nice castle. I can't really say too much about it. I think it would have been better to go on a sunny day, but I basically literally just wanted to get out of the house. And it's weird though, because on the way back I came, I think I left at about 10 and I got there at about quarter to 12. But on the way back I thought I would leave at quarter to 3, and I knew that the bus came at 47 minutes, so just after quarter to 3, but it turned out to be 5 minutes late. But yeah, I was supposed to get into the station at Coventry at 3:30, and I was thinking the trains go every 20 minutes, and if it's an 18-minute journey or a 20-minute journey, or 24-minute journey, I will still get to Birmingham just after 4, and then I'll have like 25 minutes to get to the spa. The spa is quite close to the station, it's quite close to the centre. It's just on the tram, 3 stops on a tram, it's about 7 minutes on the tram, and I was thinking I have plenty of time. And even though I left with like 1 hour and 45 minutes to just do a 18-minute train journey and a 40-minute bus ride, I literally got to this place dead on 1:30. Like if I would have been 1 minute late, my bus, because I've got a day pass, so I have to get in before 4:30. I don't mind that because I hate cycling at night, so I would always want to get there before it's dark, and I know in the winter it gets dark at around 5, 6, so technically I don't want to be there too late. But yeah, I got there exactly at 1:30. I can't believe it. Like leaving it such a long, such a light. What happened and it's weird though, because there were so many times where I shouldn't have got the bus. Like the bus went at 47 minutes and I got in at 1:30, and that gave me 6 minutes to get on the train. But technically the bus was 5 minutes late, and it got to Coventry about 10 minutes late. 6 minutes late. And basically it got to Coventry at the same time the train should have been leaving, so I should have missed that train, but luckily the train was actually 10 minutes late and ended up being about 7 minutes late, so it was late, but because it was late I was able to catch it because there was like a 4-minute walk from the station to the bus, so I managed to catch on it just on time, managed to get on it. If the train would have been running on time, I would have missed it. And I looked to see when the next train was, and it was actually at 5 past. And yeah, because it takes 18 minutes, 5 past would have got to Birmingham just before 1/2 past, but I couldn't have got to the spa from where the gym is. So I would have missed it, which would have been annoying to come back. I only spent like 2 hours or 2.5 hours at this place, so at Warwick Castle. So yeah, it would be annoying to come all the way back early just to get to the spa, only to find that I wasn't going to be let in because I was late. But yeah, it was weird how I got it just on time, and even though the train was late, so the train should have got in at like 2 minutes past. Instead, it got in at about 11 minutes past, so it was like 10 minutes late. And even though I had like pretty much 19 minutes to go from the station, just 3 stops on a tram and then a 3-minute walk at the end, it actually took exactly 19 minutes, because there was some dumpster truck in the middle of the tram, and it didn't move for like 5 minutes. So yes, it was annoying because I was just like I wish I would have got off at the last stop, because then I you don't know when you're stuck in a tram and you've got people lying against the tracks, or just, I don't know, being drunk. There's quite a lot of drunk people, or cars stopping. I mean, sometimes I've seen like police cars just stop in front of trams and then walk away and just leave the car there, even though it's a tram route. I've seen that happen a couple of times. And but yes, I just thought I'd say that. Um, and I don't know what else to say. But yes, and my sister, I found out today. Um, the bus routes, actually, I want to talk about the bus routes, how ridiculous they are. There's this horrible bus where you get on and it goes to this certain point, and there's about 20 other buses at this bus stop. But all the buses all go in the same direction. So they either go East Birmingham or southeast Birmingham. So it's east or southeast. So all the buses from southeast or east all come and stop at this one point. But if you want to go 10 minutes to where the market is, which is a place that most people want to go, if you go into the centre, you want to go to the market because that's very cheap. But yeah, there's no bus to go from that point to where the market is because I don't know. There's lots of sort of ring roads around here. So if a bus was to go this way, this way, it would have to kind of go that way, then this way, then do a big loop round, and then go around there. But there isn't a bus, and it's annoying because there is actually a bus. There's a 24 bus that goes past this stop. It stops about 5 minutes around the corner there. And last time I was on with my dad when we used it on the weekend. But yeah, I thought it would stop where all the buses stop. I mean, if it's a ring road and people want to go from one side of Birmingham to the other, it makes sense for there to be the 25 bus to join up with these 20 other buses so that people can get off one of these 20 buses and get on the 24 and then continue round to the other side of Birmingham. That's where my Spa is, that's where Broad Street is, and that's where there's a lot of things on that side. So getting from this bus stop to the other side, there should be a bus that allows you to do it, and then there isn't. There is a bus, but it doesn't stop. It stops 5 minutes round this way, or it goes round this sort of big ring road over here, and it's literally about a 5 minute walk. By the time it actually stops, it's annoying to be on a bus. We went to Botanical Gardens, so we got on the 24, and just to literally see it stop, 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 and then you think, okay, well, the next stop is one I need to get off at. That's where the 20 buses are that goes to South Birmingham, East Birmingham, and Southeast Birmingham. It's a massive bus stop. There's no way it's not going to stop where the 20 buses stop, and it doesn't, and it's just so annoying. Like, how incompetent must you be to think that it's a good idea to have 20 buses all parked up at the same bus stop and yet not have one bus that goes one stop further? What happens if you just want to go to the Snow Hill station, or what happens if you want to go to the other station? There's about 5 different stations that are all within a sort of 10 to 15 minute walk of this bus stop, and yet none of those buses go to this side. It's all the buses on this end go to this point, and then if you want to go anywhere else, you have to walk from there. And it's just annoying because the 24 bus literally goes past New Street. It goes past all the stations. It goes past the market. It goes past the New Street station. It goes past the Moore Street station, and it goes past the Snow Hill, and it goes past this bus stop where there's about 20 different buses where people clearly want to get onto the 24 bus, and yet for some reason the 24 bus doesn't stay. I asked them why they don't stay on that, and they said that, it used to, but they decided that not to. I mean, to me, it sounded like so many buses were at this bus stop that the morons who designed this have decided that there's too many buses here, so the 24 shouldn't stop there. But these morons obviously aren't thinking properly, because it's just like, but the 24 bus is the one that goes to a different direction. If you've come from southeast or South Birmingham, or East Birmingham, or southeast Birmingham, yeah, and if you come here, you don't just want to go to where this closed down shop is. Okay, there used to be a H&M. There used to be a whole block of shops that have now closed down. So people aren't going to want to go to this location. We want to go to to the other end, or to the market, or to one of the 3 stations. We don't just want to go there. And the annoying part is that there is a bus that goes to all these 3. I guess though, a lot of people wouldn't want to take the bus if it's only one stop. If you're going from here all the way around to where Snow Hill is, or that the other 3 stations, a lot of people probably wouldn't want to. And I don't think they have the hopper bus in Birmingham. I don't think they have the hopper bus thing. But there's a lot of older people who have this free bus pass. My mum has the free bus pass because she's over, I think it's over 65 or something. If you're over 65, mum and my dad has it, and my uncle has it. So there's 3 members of my family who have this free bus pass. And yeah, all three of them would want the 24 bus to stop where the 20 buses go, so that they can, go on to the next part without having to walk. I get anxiety when I walk, and so the idea of getting off a bus and then just walking to like a few seconds to the because there's like 5 bus stops all in the same area, so walking to the next bus stop is fine, but walking across a park and then through, there's like a large building that you kind of need to walk through, and then you have to cross over this giant roundabout. It's not a huge walk, but if you walk slowly, that it is quite a huge walk, and it's just really stupid how there's a bus that goes straight through it to all the other places around Birmingham, and yet you can't get on it at the place you want to get on it. So I don't know what kind of logic these people were thinking, but I definitely need to complain about that, because that's just really, really silly. You can get to the tram from there, but still the tram it's probably about a 3-minute walk to the tram. No, probably a 4-minute walk to the tram, and then probably about a 6 or 7-minute walk to where the nearest bus stop is. Or you could go 5-minute walk to the bus stop down there. But the 24, there is a bus stop there, and it goes round in a ring, but it always has like a 10-minute break at that point, so you don't really want to be going backwards. Because you might find yourself stuck on that bus for another 10 minutes before it starts going. So really, ideally, you'd want to go forwards. So I don't know. If the waiting is going to happen, the waiting should happen at that stop, because this is obviously the point where people want to go. Even if you don't want to go to the closed down mall, which you're not going to want to because it's closed, you would want to go to where the buses are. So it would make sense for the 24 to stop where all the other buses are. But anyway, Birmingham logic doesn't make sense. And I found out today that my sister also has been accepted. Her loan her loan offer has been accepted. I don't even know if I care. I really don't. I'm trying to think about the future. she's got a flat. Apparently her 1-bedroom's worth 280. She paid 270, but I think I'm confused though, because I'm sure the 1-bedroom was actually worth 210 or 220. I'm sure that the 1-bedroom was worth 220, so I don't know why she's talking about the other one, because she's got another loan. She's got a 130,000 loan on her 2-bedroom, which is the 280. So I don't know why she was telling me that that's worth 280, because I think she bought it for 270. So I don't know if she's taking a higher mortgage out on the 2-bedroom and on the 1-bedroom. I don't know what. I feel like I can't even ask her the question, because she's just going to lie to me and tell me what I want to hear and not actually tell me the truth. But from the sounds of it, I feel like she's getting a higher mortgage on both of the 2 flats that she has, and she's putting the deposit of that mortgage into this flat, and then taking out another gigantic mortgage. So she'll have about a £400,000 mortgage in total, and her sister's partner's son will also have a £200,000 mortgage, which she's insane. She's basically turned herself into a slave, but she doesn't see it that way, because she thinks if she ever needs the money, she'll just sell one of the properties and pay off the mortgage using these properties, which is, I guess, a plan, and you can do that. If the house market is just continually going up and up and up, then great. But I feel like smart people are being aware that a lot of people are coming into the country that might not want to pay the mortgage. They might not want to pay the rent and more. If you're stuck with a house and a gigantic mortgage that you need to pay off, and your tenants refuse to pay the rent, you can't pay the mortgage. And if you can't pay the mortgage you're going to end up paying the rent out of the money that if you've got a £50,000 deposit in the house, and the rest is owned by a mortgage, and if you can't pay off that mortgage, you're going to find that the bankers start eating into your 50,000, because when you sell, they'll want their money back, and you'll be paying the price for it, basically. I spoke to someone today, actually, when I was playing tennis. I was playing badminton. I was playing badminton today, and I spoke to someone, and she said that someone she knew took out a giant mortgage with the plan of buying and selling, but when she got tenants in there, apparently they didn't pay for 4 months, and she had to get them out. It took a very long time, but they didn't pay anything during that time. So they seemed like legitimate people. They seemed like they were going to pay, but they didn't pay, and yeah, she's been stuck with tenants that don't pay don't pay the mortgage, and she couldn't pay the mortgage, and because of laws protecting protecting the people, the tenants, rather than the homeowner who might need to generally pay off this mortgage. You know, if they can only afford that house because they're paying off a mortgage, providing, you know, the tenants pay them, they need to get the money from the tenants, and they need to put that money into the mortgage. And if the people don't pay the tenant, if the tenants don't pay, it's the person that owns the house that forfeits it. So to me, this whole system just feels like a way of protecting the bankers. You know, the bankers, they give their money out, no risk, no extra hassle. If the roof starts falling apart, if the windows start breaking, if mold starts happening, this is none of their responsibility. This is all the responsibility of the homeowner. And if the homeowner is only just able to make enough money just to pay off the rent, they've got no money to renovate, they've got no money to keep the buildings looking nice. And if the government is going to be on the side of the tenants and say that tenants shouldn't have to pay if they don't want to, then you know, the homeowner is basically screwed. So the government have created this system where the people who are just trying to own a property or to make some sort of living out of housing, that they're not able to do it. But who is it making money out of the housing? Well, the bankers, because they're the ones that give out all these gigantic loans out of money they've just invented out of nowhere. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's just money that they've invented out of nowhere, or money that they've just taken in from other properties. You know, if you have a gigantic mortgage and then someone dies, you sell the property, but could there be corruption going on, and you're selling the property considerably less to other people, knowing that they're going to make a profit because they're going to sell it on for more? You know, is there corruption like that? I wouldn't be surprised. You know, I don't know. I don't trust people. I don't trust the governments. I don't trust the government at all. And I think it's worse now that Labour in party, they're never going to get, Labour's done for. It really is. It's never going to get any kind of platform any longer, because I've completely lost respect for the Labour Party. Because for me, the Labour Party just seems to care about immigrants and the poor, and just helping the poor as much as possible, without realising that by helping the poor, you're actually just taking from the rich and giving to the poor. But the poor are poor because they're stupid, and the poor are going to continuously just have more and more babies and create more and more poor people in the world, and these poor people are just going to be like leeches off the rich. And you know what? The people who are going to be the most the ones that are most benefits, they're the ones that are going to be on benefits. People who are on benefits, they get £12,000, don't have to do any work. They just have to prove to a doctor that they're mentally ill or incapable of doing things. You know, I don't think the government realise how much better my life is with a free bus pass. You know, I literally can't, I can't go anywhere without that bus pass. And I think having this bus pass kind of it changes my whole world, because it's like I can actually go somewhere now. I wouldn't have wanted to spend £3 to go somewhere before. And trains as well, getting to Coventry is about £8, £9. I don't feel like I could ever spend that kind of money to just go somewhere I don't even know where I'm going. You know, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, if being poor and being ill and declaiming some sort of benefit can give you benefits like this, you know, why would you go back to a paying system? Why would you go back to working when you could just kind of emphasize how mentally ill you are and then just live off benefits? I mean, people who are on benefits seem to have a much better life, and therefore this is just attracting more and more people onto benefits, and Labour is trying to make out that this is just helping people who need help, when really I feel like they're actually just giving more incentive to people to want to need help and to want to go onto benefits, because living on benefits seems to be far easier and far better than trying not to live on benefits. You know, having a kid that you can't afford it seems to be better than doing the smart thing and not having the kid in the first place. If having a kid means that you can gain huge amounts of benefits, then people will be wanting to have kids or more kids. I've heard that they've taken the two-tier. It used to be two children. You should only be able to get benefits if you have 2 children. So any more children you have, you only be able to claim benefits for the 2. But I've heard they're going to scrap that. I hope it's just going to 3, because if you start saying that you can have any amount of kids, you know, if you can claim benefits, even if you have like 6 kids, like more benefits per child, and even if you have 6 kids, the only people that's going to benefit are the Islamic people, because only Islamic people in England have 4, 5, 6 kids. Okay, there's maybe a couple of white people that have 4, but it's very few. Only, and they're probably the rich ones that can't get benefits because they don't need the money. So I don't know. Not a lot of white people have 3, but not many people have 4. So I think if they did say that 4 people could have it, that's something that's only going to be benefited by the Islamic community. And personally, I don't think the Islamic community should be in England. I think we should get rid of the Islamic. I think there should be some sort of law enforced saying that if you are Islamic, you do not belong in a Christian country. This is a Christian nation. You have rules. Like Queen wasn't allowed. The Queen that we got put in place was put in place because she was the only one that was Christian. All the others were Catholic, and so they had to skip. I heard they had to skip quite a lot of different people because they were all Catholic, and there was some sort of law saying that the monarch can only be Christian. How have we gone from that to welcoming in millions of Islamic people and giving them benefits, giving them housing benefits? This is not a Christian country. England and Europe is not a Christian. What am I saying? It's not an Islamic country. Europe and England are not Islamic countries. So why are we inviting lots of Islamic people? Anyone that is not, anyone who's here and claiming to be Islamic, they need to have their passport revoked. Because this is not what England is about. This is not what Europe is about. Europe is not about Islam, and we need to get anyone that has not converted out of the religion should be seen as someone who is not integrated into society. If you have integrated into a Christian nation or a Christian country, you would either be Christian or atheist. There's plenty of atheists, and I'm completely fine with that. But Christianity is about tolerance to other religions. But Islam is not about tolerance, and you need to recognize that is part of their religion. So we cannot tolerate people who cannot tolerate our religion, and I know many can. I know many Muslims can, but having millions of them here, they will unite and they will gather and it will turn into a war. So why is our country so stupid as to allow this to do? I think for thousands of years, we had a lot of smart souls reincarnated, going to war with Islam, going to war with lots of different things. There were lots of different wars in the past, but there's a lot of people that are wired into sort of believing in war and the need for it, but because that's what keeps you safe, your country safe, your people safe. So there's a whole bunch of people who generally believe that war is the best way to solve a problem. If there are too many immigrants, if there's too many migrants, war is that solution. Now these are the people who are probably going to be reincarnated from the past and believe this because they felt it in all their past lives. England is famous for wars and battles, but at the same time, this is how England stayed safe. And I think there's a lot of liberal people who are probably newbies, people who haven't had as many lives, haven't had as many experiences with war. And they're the ones that are welcoming these people in because they don't understand that it's going to amount to war. You don't want war, but they do. Even though they don't, they're not making out that they do. Their religion wants it. Their religion calls for it. So why are you bringing it here?